think so.
Hey,
We ready? Let's do this. All right. What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back to another episode of Sharp and Not So Sweet. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me and Cristina.
And me.
whoa.
Which is really cool for me. I'm really excited.
I like it.
With me, I have my nearest and dearest. I got my BFF in real life, my producer, the right brain, Richard.
Hello.
Thank you, Richard. I have my sister in real life, who's also pretty hilarious, Cristina.
What's up, folks?
Yeah, I'm really
There it
excited.
is.
I am your left brain and unapologetic host, Vix. We said what we said. We're only here to offer perspective, but we said what we said.
We did.
Put it, shh. All right, you can take it or leave it. All right, let's do, what's up, guys? How's it going? This is like a new vibe. I'm kind of feeling this.
I know. I don't know how to act right now. I'm like,
Well, trust. It's alarming the first time you watch yourself, and then you get over it.
Yeah,
I can kind of see myself on that camera. I don't know how I feel about it yet.
It's
You know what?
fine. It doesn't really matter.
Well, look at this camera here.
I can't see myself.
No, you can't.
Yeah, Cristina, that's the point. It's like a fun game we play every week. What does Vicky look like
It's
on
gonna
camera
be a
today?
surprise.
What made you do this?
Yeah.
Just because Vicky's been badgering me, and so is
Facts.
Richard.
I have.
Facts.
I have.
And let's be honest, probably the best looking one here. So time to step it up, folks.
You know, I love that beauty is subjective. So I'm sure there are people out there that will agree with you.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
I get all the follows though.
Yeah, you do. What the hell?
I don't know.
Haven't you heard about him? Don't slide into his DMs. Remember that?
Yeah. Wow.
That's okay. As long as they subscribe, then
Yeah.
we Gucci. All right, what's up?
What's happening?
Nothing. I'm having a great week. I'm having drinking a Moscow Mule. Cheers. Happy
Cheers.
Saturday. We
Yeah.
have food coming on the way because, let's be honest, that's how we do it.
The pod's turning into like my have fun time. Like
Oh, I'm so
have a
glad.
drink, crack some jokes.
Yep, takes up my whole day. It's my plans for the day.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way,
No.
but yeah, it's a fun thing.
Looking forward to it.
I look
Yeah,
forward to
I'm
it.
glad. I remember one time you were like, I got to do all my chores so I can come and play.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Mhm.
oh, the pod is playtime.
Right.
Yeah, for me too.
Agreed.
With that being said, let's do some highs and lows because I want to start off highs because mine's really funny.
All right, go ahead. You go first.
What is your high?
Why? Oh, sorry. Back it up. My high is yesterday. I decided I went to sleep Thursday night thinking like I need to have a productive Friday. I have lots of like fun things planned. I was excited about the pod. So I was like, I'm gonna manifest a great Friday. So like I woke up before my alarm. I did a bunch of things. Got a little.
What time is your alarm set for?
8:30.
That's pretty early. Are you laughing because you think that's late?
Yeah.
I think she's lying. I think her
Oh.
alarm clock is like 10:30.
Swear to God, during the week it's 8:30.
Oh, okay.
That's why every time you call at 8:40, I'm like, hello. Like I already know you're about to call.
And I've been up for two
Yeah,
hours,
that's the
3
fun.
hours.
That's why I think it's funny because you're up. You both are up a lot earlier than
What
me.
time do you wake up?
I get up sometimes 5:40ish.
Purposely, or just that's when you wake up naturally?
It was on purpose, but now it's a thing. Just get up.
I always want to wake up that early because like you make the most of the morning. Anyway, sorry.
The
Back
weekends I wake up super early.
I know, me
Yeah.
too.
I naturally like even before we were doing the pod, like I always woke up early on the weekends.
It like
I hate
feels
it.
like I'm sleeping in when it's 8:30, and I'm like, oh
Right.
my god.
Yeah,
I think that stems from being a kid, though. Like, I never wanted to waste a Saturday.
yeah.
So I would
Straight
get
up.
up,
Yeah.
And
Let me
get
get
to
down
it.
there.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, so yesterday, manifested a good day. And I've been into this brand new artist. Well, she's not really brand new. It's just she's brand new to me. Her name is Sinead Harnett. And she just, like, she's a vibe. I was a little zooted, so
Well, you were what?
a little zooted and like just pumped, and I just started dancing to her, and I was like, you know what, what I originally was gonna do was take a video and send it to you because you get all the silly videos. But then I thought, nah, this is gold. Like, I'm gonna post this so people, my homies, can see. So I did a thing on IG on Close Friends and titled it Club Friday, and I was just like getting it to this song, and like
Yeah, you were raging.
Dude, I was having such a great time. But I think I'm gonna make it a thing.
I like it.
Cause
She like invited me into her room.
I did.
Hey,
That never happens. She was like, "Come on, it's Club Friday. Come on in. Put your hands up." And I'm like,
Touch
"I have
fingers.
a meeting in 5 minutes."
Finger.
She drew me in by saying, "I will let you touch my fingertip," and I was like, "Okay."
The only rule is you gotta put your hands up.
That was the only rule. I could only stay for a little bit.
Like
but-
in the episode of The Office when Michael's like, "It's a party." That was me. But I think I'm gonna make it a thing. And then I made this dope playlist on Spotify. So if you want to go get that hashtag Club Friday playlist, it does not miss.
Okay.
But yeah, then it turned out to be a great Friday.
I know.
I was ready, and like good days lead into other good days. So, like, I woke up this morning super early, ready to go, excited to do the pod. So I feel ready.
She ready.
That's
like-
a good one.
I think good days will carry you through your mediocre days. So keep it moving.
That's fine.
All right, what about y'all? What highs do we got this week?
Jeez, since the last pod, it hasn't been that high, guys. I haven't had too many highs, I'm being honest.
That's
It
fair.
hasn't been low, but it's just been,
Yeah, that's
it's been
life.
kinda whatever. Yeah.
Is there anything that, I don't know, like anything you want to like shout out gratitude for? Like, yo, it's sunny outside.
Oh, you're
like-
pulling. You're trying to get it out of
She's
me.
pushing you.
I know.
I'm a pusher. I push.
She pushes people.
No, it's been like I lost a loved one, so that's a low.
Yeah,
a couple of days ago.
Major low.
So that's kind of led to my no high. Due to COVID.
Totally. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not just a boring ass nigga. Just dealing with that.
And that's a good point
Yeah.
to highlight that you're not some negative person
Not at all.
that things have happened this week that would carry you like this, and we're all allowed to have those moments.
Yeah.
All right, let's what about you, Cristina?
Yeah,
What's Gucci?
I had a high.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
My high was I was asked to speak at this board meeting pretty last minute.
How last minute?
The day before the board meeting, maybe 2 days before the board meeting. But I just kept pushing off writing what I was going to say. I had to give like a testimony to like persuade the board to vote in this one direction. And I was putting it off the speech. I was putting it off. Ended up writing the speech in 5 minutes. Sat through this like board meeting that was hours long. Oh my God, I was dying. And I was complaining the whole time to the friends I was there with. I was like, I'm bored as shit. This is so bored. I was just complaining. But eventually it becomes time for me to give my piece. I give my speech. Mind you, again, I wrote this in 5 minutes, and I wasn't proud of the speech that I was writing, but I used the formula of, pulling to, what is it? Not the ethos. Not it's pathos, ethos, and I don't know, but the formula was I'm gonna pull up people's heartstrings.
Nice.
And so I give the speech, and then immediately after I just get like this overwhelming positive like praise from the people who were at this board meeting, people who watched me give this speech. They're like, "Oh my God, Cristina, that was so amazing. Like, that was so good." Like, I shed a tear, and I'm just like, "Oh shit, like oh God. So that was a high, a moment that I spent like 5 minutes on. And I was like, I remember I'm like, oh, I don't want to give the speech. I spent 5 minutes on it. It's not going to make sense, but gave it, got a lot of praise. So that was a great moment. I was glad to know that like that small, for me, it was kind of like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go speak at it, but it had a good positive impact, and the vote went the way that we wanted to. So that was a good moment.
That's dope.
That's nice.
Good job.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. At the same time, though, and this is, Vicky, what I told you we wanted to talk about, in those moments when you publicly, put yourself out there, you speak out, you're always going to have those haters or those people who are jealous of you in those moments. And that,
Sure.
I don't know why I always think of it in those moments, but I'm just like, I don't know why I focus on the haters. I think we always do that when we're like in a situation like that, when you're under the microscope, you're like, what are the haters going to say? And you forget about all the positive praise. So my high is the positive praise that I got from this one small moment. And I wouldn't say the jealous haters are the low, but it's just something that stood out to me in this moment.
Oh, you had haters?
I think I had haters. I didn't have active haters. I had passive haters.
Oh,
yeah.
the passive ones are the worst. Like,
Right.
say it with your chest.
Those who just can't give you your shine, those who just
Oh, yeah, that's the
cannot
worst.
give it to you in that
Right,
moment,
right.
because they don't want to give you that praise. They don't want to give you that energy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling my mom about this last night, and I was telling her all about these passive haters. She's like, do they know how transparent they are when they're being a hater?
Seriously.
And I'm like,
Spitting
I don't think
facts.
they do, but they are so transparent. So I'm telling you, if you're a hater,
We can see it.
you're a hater.
Yeah, it's
see it.
so obvious.
But I would rather you be a hater in my face. Like, say it with your chest. Like, if you're going to do it, then do it. Don't be a little... I was going to say, don't be a bitch about it, but don't be a bitch about
No,
it.
don't be a fucking bitch about it, and then try to come back around.
Yeah.
Like like it's Gucci.
Say
No,
it with your
it's not.
chest. I'm always like, if you're gonna do it, you better go hard or go the hell home. And if you're not gonna go hard, see ya. That's weak. If you're gonna hate with your whole heart.
Yeah, I agree. So that was my high. For low, did you already give your low? Are we
I
doing lows yet?
didn't know if I had a low.
I don't know if I have a low either.
Not to say that like everything is great. I just am taking things as they come.
Yeah, I would say I don't have a low, which is
Okay.
good.
Okay. It's good.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything. I mean, I was unsure about something. I'm worried about things, but nothing that I think isn't fixable. And I've decided that I'm only going to worry about things that I can't fix. Because if I can fix it, then fix it. And don't waste the energy on worrying.
But you're not
Right.
supposed to worry about things you can't fix. You just can't do anything about it.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh.
I'm not going to worry. Things I
Things you
can
can't
fix, I'm not
control.
going to worry
Things you-
about it
Oh,
anymore.
I thought you said I'm only going to worry about the things I can't.
Oh,
fix.
no. That seems like a lot of energy for no
I
reason.
heard you wrong.
For no reason.
Sorry.
Okay, so Cristina gave me the idea to read our most outlandish text
Oh, shit.
we've sent this week, or it doesn't have to be this week or shard, it could be anytime. And if you can't think of any of yours, I'm sure I have a few of yours. So I kind of wanted us to do that because you said during your board meeting you were sending these wild ass texts to a group chat, and it's just like, damn. I want to touch on like being bold, and so I think wild ass text is like a funny way to portray boldness.
I know. I was thinking about this a lot, and I'm like, okay, if I was to read this text, it would not sound bold at all to our audience because you have to know the context. But you said we can't include the context.
Well, if you want to include it, mine
I
are.
think that takes away from it, though. I think like the whole.
Does it
bold-
make it less bold?
No, the context in the text I was going to share makes it more bold. But I just feel like if you give too much context, you give the story behind it. People are like, okay. Whatever.
Yeah. No, so that we're no context, just wild text you've sent.
Yep, no context.
And we'll see where it goes. You want to go first?
No, you go first.
Come on. All right, y'all. Now, I'm just going to read it, and we're just going to get a real taste for who I actually am. All right, the first one. I'm about to go all the way Aries on this motherfucker. I'm done.
That sounds very Vicky to me.
Oh man.
Another text I said was, can Tyler just stand in the background so I can stare at him? I'm definitely not giving context on that.
Yeah. What is that? What the fuck?
What are you asking me when I said that?
Yeah.
It was when I was on a Zoom call.
Oh, okay.
This is a text I sent to Richard this morning. Ew, you have another friend? Why are you trying to make me jealous this early? And hella question marks. My last and final text, wild text. Bitch, get in here. He looks ridiculous.
Who'd you send that to?
I sent that to Anch.
Oh, man. All right, so I sent one. I'm nude. I can't FaceTime. I sent that to Angie, too.
I like that you said nude. It's like the more.
Yeah, nude.
I'm nude.
I'm nude.
And she said, ew, put a bra on. And I said, never. And she said, wow, are you a feminist? And I said, free 'em.
I like those ones.
Ew, put a bra
Get him,
on.
Ange. Okay.
She's so quick.
So quick.
I'm only going to read one, but mine says, and if he dies, then you get all his money, so win-win.
That's good.
Facts.
That's really good.
We just sent it to my girl.
No, I did not. Nope, I did not.
Shit.
But if it applies,
Yeah.
don't let it dry.
You. It's a win-win, honey.
It's great.
All right, that was fun.
Yeah.
I thought y'all would have had more.
Again,
I'm sure I do.
I do, but you have to know the context. And
I'm always spicy in the text, but I think not having the context is what makes it funny.
exactly. So if you have to give the context to make it funny, it's not worth it. It's not funny.
I can think of a funny outlandish text you've sent recently.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, what'd I say?
It wasn't to me. It was a screenshot you sent me. It was, what'd you say? Like, weak. Send the paper.
Oh, yeah.
How is that outlandish?
Because it was real spicy to...
But that's, it was...
But you need the context to know that it's spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Got
But
it.
it was spicy. Weak.
Yeah.
Send the paper. I thought it was spicy for who he sent it to.
Yeah.
But we don't give a fuck about that. All right, y'all. Thank you for joining me in that. I think that's fun, but I honestly think y'all got to come back with some more heat. So we're going to give it a month, and then we're going to do this again.
I apologize to everybody in my contacts. I'm going to be spicing it up.
Oh, okay.
Just for
Just for the pod.
Just for the pod.
content.
Everything's for the pod.
Yeah.
All right, Valentine's Day is tomorrow.
All right.
Now, I think Valentine's Day is a low-key, taboo, sensitive, triggering topic.
For who?
What do you mean low-key triggering topic?
For single people?
I think some people are really triggered by Valentine's Day, but I
think there's like movies made about how Valentine's Day is triggering.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you agree?
People. Oh yeah, I think it's widespread a trigger day.
And it's like very like, oof, oof, don't want to touch it, but we touching it today because this is Sharp and Not So Sweet, and that's what we do. Why? You don't think it's taboo?
I don't.
Oh no. Wait, hold on. Let me not shut you down.
Relationship.
Let me
Yeah.
not shut you down. Why do you not think it's taboo?
Because I've been in a relationship probably like...
For many years.
Yeah, I don't think I've...
But like when you bring it up with other people, well, you're not that type of person to really
it's
talk
like,
about
what
it.
are you doing for Valentine? I don't give a fuck what you're doing for Valentine's Day. I know what I'm doing.
What are you doing?
I know what I'm doing.
She's not going to hear this before Valentine's Day, so can you just tell us and give us a preview?
I don't know. It's
You just said you know what you're doing.
I'm probably gonna have something really good to eat, write something really nice, spend some
that's
time.
That's a good thing.
Take her to
share
like
a
a
laugh.
special site.
We could do that. We've done that. And then with a nice nightcap.
Me gusta. Good job.
Muy bien.
It's light work.
Muy bien.
Yeah.
Okay, I do think it's taboo because sometimes I feel weird bringing it up with people, and I just don't know how they're gonna take it. So that's why I think it's triggering. Like,
What's triggering about
I think for people, I don't know, like people, because Valentine's Day is so associated with your romantic relationships.
Right.
But I like to flip that around because I feel like Valentine's Day is like for me, it's another day to like tell you how much I love you, to like really like give you those words of affirmation and just a good day to be in love with your life and in love with the people that are in it. And I don't think that has anything to do with a romantic thing. I think you're okay to just be in love with your life.
Yeah, I agree with that, because I've had Valentine's Day where I did have a Valentine.
Yeah,
and
same.
where I haven't had a Valentine, and it's always more. I always get more out of it on those times when I don't have a Valentine. Mom did a good job of like setting up Valentine's Day for us as a kid. I feel it's not a triggering day for me at all, whether I'm single,
me neither,
or in a relationship. But I think my mom did a good job. Every Valentine's Day, we would come downstairs, and she would have like some little gift, something for us, something that was like really cute, like a little like it was candy,
always a card.
It was something, dude. And I carried that tradition on. Like last year when we were still in school and I still had my students, I bought a big ass bouquet of roses, and I gave all my girl students in my homeroom a rose and had like that discussion with them. And I'm like, thank you, Mom. This is a great tradition that you passed on to me that I'm now passing on to others. So it was a beautiful moment. There's like there's a cute pic of me giving the roses to my girls, and they're all just like, oh, yes, it is. Oh. It's a really cute pic.
I love that. You're right. Mom did do a good job, but I think that's why it's not that triggering for me.
No.
But I feel like last year there was somebody around, and even to like set a date for Valentine's Day, I didn't bring up that it was Valentine's Day. I just because I didn't know how he felt about it. It was still so new, but I didn't bring it up with him. But like he knew what it was. Like he came prepared and like ready to like be a Valentine or whatever, so it was a nice surprise. But it's even triggering for me because of people's reactions, not because of how I feel towards Valentine's Day.
So I understand what you mean. It's triggering in like a situation, not like a relationship.
Yeah.
So if it's not like a established relationship where you guys haven't like yo, we're this, it's like an awkward time.
Yeah.
It's like, what you gonna do? Like this is kind of the date.
Yeah,
where you
kind of let me know what it is.
Solidify things. I see what you mean.
But like, so you guys know I'm into Housewives, and like when housewives divorce their people, and I'm thinking of a specific situation where I started following the new wife of an ex-house husband, and she was saying how this guy doesn't celebrate Valentine's Day, but I love it. And I thought, man, what a bummer. Like, is Valentine's Day that triggering that it scars you that you can't give that kind of joy to your next partner?
I call bullshit. Like,
yeah, why doesn't No,
I mean, I don't want to get into like their business. I don't care about them. But I'm just saying, like, sometimes that's how it is.
I think it's just
I think
an
that's
excuse.
lame.
I think it's just
an excuse too.
To not, do something special for
right,
your partner.
Yeah.
But I mean, is it like a religious thing? Like, is there a reason why he doesn't celebrate?
No. I think it's because his ex-wife is such a raging bitch.
Oh, well, that's why he doesn't.
You need to heal then. You got some healing.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's bullshit. Like, it's fun to, like, be nice to people and tell them how much you love them. Like, do that shit more often. Let's normalize that.
Yeah. Like, it's like, we went through this whole, I don't know, it was maybe like 10 years ago, where it's like, every day is Valentine's Day, and you should always celebrate your partner. It's like, that's not the reality.
That's not. I gotta celebrate you every day.
I know. I don't have
At
time.
some point, you gotta be secure that I like you and I appreciate you.
I might not like you on the 12th.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But I love you.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with me, with anything.
Yeah, and recognize what love is, and it's not always like,
here's
a bouquet of roses. I really love you. Sometimes it's like, hey, I put the toilet seat down because I love you.
Nice.
Yeah. I agree. I would much rather, that to me is like, hey, I filled up your car, or hey, I picked you a Coke up on the way home. Like, that shit, that's love.
I'm not going to say anything about that weird ass shit you're doing right now. I'm going to let you just live.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I love you.
Right.
All right. Well, I think I like Valentine's Day because I think it's a good time to tell people what you love, that you love them. So, to practice what I preach, I'm about to spit game at y'all and tell you guys what I love about you.
Oh my God. Okay, go ahead.
Because we are going to normalize telling your homies you love them.
She really is.
What? What do you say?
You're obsessed with us.
Of course I am, 100%.
She really is.
Okay, I'm going to start with you, Skeena.
Okay.
Okay, because ladies first, Richard.
Go
That's
off.
fine.
All right, something I love about you is that I can be what you just said is like you can do that weird ass shit and I'm not gonna say anything. That's totally you for me. Like I can be the weirdest person. The other day I was in the car like dancing, drumming to the beat, and she looks over and goes, "Oh my god." But like lets me do me, and I appreciate that space, that you hold that space for me to completely like do weird shit and you don't judge me. It's not even like you think less of me or like take me less seriously. You just let me drum it out when needed.
I like when you're silly. So yeah. Of course.
Okay. I also like that you are very clear-headed about things. Like you have a lot of clarity and sometimes it's almost too clear, and whether or not I take the advice, you continue to give it, but you always have like a very steady view of things.
Thanks, Vix. I agree. I appreciate that.
I was gonna do 3 things for everybody.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Wait, are we gonna have to do the same thing?
No, it's just me.
I have one for both of you.
It's just me.
Oh, sweet.
Or
so you better think of one,
whoever.
Richard.
No,
I got one for both of you.
Okay, great. Something else that I really appreciate about you is that you, you truly like walk your talk. They're like what you say you're gonna do it, and it may take you a while to do it. Like whenever you say you're going to Lullos, you always go. Like, and that's just I never have to wonder if you're gonna do it because you already said it, and I appreciate that.
That's true. I feel it about you too.
Thanks. But sometimes when I say I go to Lullos, I don't. Like sometimes I'll say I'm gonna go to Lullos today, and I don't end up going. I'll go the next day.
You don't say that often, so
yeah, you're right. I don't.
It's fine. Anyways.
Okay, Richard.
Uh-oh.
I have 3 things I love about you.
Okay.
Okay. So what I love about you is that once again, it's the silly thing, but it's just like I trust you with literally everything.
Okay.
Like I never have to wonder if you're gonna keep my secret, if you're gonna have my back. You've always had my back, even when I'm not in the room.
That's true.
And that's far and few between to find in a friend. Another thing I love about you is that you are a safe place for me. Like anytime I don't know what the fuck to do, my immediate muscle reaction is to call Richard, and like even if you don't know, like you're gonna figure it out. Okay. Like you're just gonna figure it out, and you're going to be solid so that I can freak out, and you are just solid, and like you're a very safe place for me.
I'm glad I'm that person.
Yeah.
Everyone needs someone like that. That's good.
Yeah. And it's like I never what I love most about our friendship is that I never feel weird. Like I never feel weird calling you 3 times in a row. I never feel weird texting you, "Hello? Are you listening? Are you there?" Yeah. Like I just never feel weird.
I wonder when we broke through that.
I don't know. I think it was one of those. I think we talked about last pod. Like I just started being silly and you were with it, and then you got really silly, and I was like, okay, this works.
Yeah, but was it in person? Like, did we tease each other in person, or did we start digitally?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't think you guys started digitally.
Because we went from, like, not being tight, or, just being work people.
Cordial.
To being tight.
Yeah.
Pretty fast.
Yeah. Got these motherfuckers shook.
Yeah, I don't think it was digital.
No,
I think it was you guys being in the same vicinity, having to fight the same bullshit.
I remember when we broke that barrier, when we found that very, very important thing in common. And for me, that was like,
that's true.
Oof.
Yeah, we're at a park.
Yeah, we were at a park. Okay, the last thing I love about you is that even when you weren't my best friend, for those 8 very long months, you were my best friend. And I said that. Like, he's like, that's my dog. Like, that's he's not my dog right now, but he's my dog. And I knew that, like, if something really went down, I could call you and you would, it wasn't even a thing. And I've had a lot of, I don't want to say a lot like I'm some like controversial bitch, but like I've had conflicts with friendships that did not end up okay, and I was okay with it, but I was never going to be okay with you not in my life. But I always knew, like, something really goes down and I'm willing to drop my pride, this motherfucker will pull up right now.
Yeah.
So that to me is dope, and I appreciate you, and I think we need to normalize telling your fucking homies why you love them. That's dope. Do that shit more.
Totally.
And it feels good to make other people feel good. And it feels good to hear that people love you and why. All right, you want to go?
No, I'm going to go because mine's not going to be as good as Cristina, and I don't want to go last.
Okay. Go ahead.
You know how you look around and you see like, oh man, that guy has a good or cool set of friends, or you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I have that. Like, you guys are smart. You know what I'm saying? You're witty. You're with it. You keep me guys sharp, or you keep me sharp. Mm-hmm. Not everybody has that, and that's fucking dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got the cool homies. I got the cool girls, and they're sisters, and they're, you know.
I love that.
Thank you. It's dope. Like, not everybody has that, and it's awesome. So I appreciate you.
Thank you.
I wish you would have told me ahead of time we were gonna do this, and
I know. I didn't expect you guys to do it.
You thought we were just gonna sit back and just accept praise?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
What kind of people are we?
Yeah, I should have told y'all, but I didn't want you to feel pressured. This is not like a gift from, like, Happy Valentine's Day. I love you, and here's 3 reasons why.
Okay, but now we feel more pressured because we're doing it on the spot.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. That was not my intention.
So stupid.
All the time. Okay.
Just kidding.
But now I feel compelled to say more.
But you don't have to. That was great.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I like it too because what's the rule? Like, you are most like the 5 people you hang around.
Right. And
I agree with you.
Like, you can see other circles and you're like, oh man, that's a dope circle. Or those young ladies they're smart and like, I haven't really had that. You know what I'm saying? So this is, I wasn't running with a bunch of dummies, but I didn't have that. So it's really cool.
I like the other day how you said that me and Vicky have a lot of respect for each other. I'm like, that's true. We do have a lot of respect for each other. We're very kind to one another. Because not every sibling is like close or kind or respectful or friends.
Oh gosh, no.
That's true. That was a good compliment.
That is not normalized, and we should normalize respecting your siblings.
Yeah.
Respects.
Okay, my turn. Richard, I'm gonna start with you.
Uh-oh.
And I realized this by listening to some of the other pods the other day. Richard, something I definitely respect about you is you have your strong opinions, but you stick to those opinions no matter the circumstance. Like, there was, what were we talking about? Oh, cancel culture. And we were talking about that country guy who like used a derogatory word against the Black community. And even for that guy, like, you still did not want to cancel him because that's in your opinion, that's in your thought process. Like, cancel culture is bad. And you held that same opinion in that circumstance that definitely has an impact on you and your community, but you did not falter from that opinion, and I respect that a lot.
Thank you.
So definitely respect that in you. I also think you're very smart, which I appreciate. And for my little Mickey Tori, I would say Mickey, my little Mickey bear. Schmicky Tori. You are my home. Just like I said this about Nelica the other day, but you're my home too. I always feel safe when Vicky's there. Whenever shit is going down, Vicky's the only person with certain things that I would even grief about. Like, there's things that my best friend and I are super close. Don't get me wrong, but there's some things that I wouldn't call her and be like, shit, like, I'm really struggling with this. But Vicky is that go-to person. Vicky's my safe place. You are my home. You're my bestie. Let's touch fingertips.
You're mine too.
Oh, God.
Come on.
Do it.
Yeah, she's my home. She's my best friend. We haven't always been like that. We used to like hate each other.
Really?
You're so weird, dude.
At what age though?
She was so mean.
I can see that.
She was mean as shit. She was in that like, I'm popular and you're not. So I fucking hate you.
Oh.
That's how I took it. Okay. Anyways, but
that's fair, but that's not what I thought.
That's how it felt. But we've come so past that, and
dude, we had to. If we didn't like do that, we would have had quarantine. Would have been terrible.
Terrible.
But I think quarantine really taught us how to be that more patient, like give that much more grace.
Yeah, quarantine really helped, I think, our relationship.
Not so nitpicky.
Exactly, I agree. Oof. Good job, Vix. I would not have wanted to go through quarantine with anyone but Vicky.
Oh no.
Nobody but Vicky. Nobody.
Hell no.
Fuck no.
That's facts. All right, I appreciate y'all. You know I love you guys. I am obsessed with you guys.
Next time, can you please give us a heads up?
I was gonna do it as like a surprise, but yes,
I'm good at this stuff.
I will stop. You are very good at this. I will stop surprising you with nice things and just keep you guys in on it.
For sure.
Do you want to do true crime?
Ooh.
Are you really? Okay, we're gonna get into true crime.
Uh-oh.
And you're gonna like.
Oh no. We'll do. All right, so let me back it up right there. Let's talk about our challenge, Richard.
Oh yeah.
Wait, are we recording?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no one told me. I'm still sitting
That's
like a
kind
toddler.
of why we all put our headphones back
Live
in.
set,
We're talking
live-
in the head.
yeah.
Let me turn mine on.
Live set.
Welcome to the pod, Cristina.
Welcome,
Short but not so sweet. Thanks for joining us.
Let me plug them in.
Plug it up.
Dang. All right, so y'all, Richard and I are very competitive.
Mhm.
You and I love to compete over the stupidest things.
Remember when you tried to race me? You
Yeah,
really thought
bruh.
that you...
Okay, y'all. You guys don't see it, but I am 5 foot. Richard is 6'4". This man, I tried to race him down a hall. He killed me. Killed me.
And then she
When
tried to
did
race
you
me
race down
outside.
the hall?
Oh, like last year at work.
And then she was
He
like,
took my phone.
let's do it again. And then we raced out like we had a real foot race.
Right. So you want to know what I was thinking in my head? I was like, it's a short race. I'll beat him. I can be
Oh.
fast in sprints.
Okay.
But I did not take into the account, like, your legs are as tall as me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sucks.
Right. So
Pretty much.
I'm an idiot, but I'm just competitive for no reason. And you love that.
Yeah.
You love to egg that out of me.
Yeah.
Okay, so once again, and like the way to, especially for you, the way to pique your interest in something is make it a competition, at least with me.
It's true.
Like, who can do it better, or who's going to be the loudest, or who's going to be the smartest. So Richard's been talking about how he needs to get back on his, what do you want to call it? Fitness, healthy lifestyle, blah,
Right.
blah, blah.
I need to lose some fucking weight. Let's
Yeah.
just keep it 1,000.
Okay. And I've been on that journey for a little while. I've talked about it, referenced it. So I was like, but Richard's never going to do it by himself. Like, it's just, you have so many things going on
Mhm.
that I was like, all right, like, oh, I'm going to make it a fucking competition. So I said, all right, let's do it as a race.
Yeah.
And he was like, race? You remember the last time we raced? I said, yeah, but this is different. And he was like, okay. And he took a day to think on it. Then the next day he says, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Let's do the race. So we're racing and I thought, all right, like first to 50 pounds. But then I thought, don't set yourself up for failure because men and women lose weight very differently.
Right.
Richard could drive by the gym and lose 10 pounds.
Mhm.
I could eat salads for a week straight and gain 10 pounds. So that's not fair. So we decided that we were going to race to the bodies we want.
Right. Right.
Okay. So we have 4 months,
Mhm.
June until June 10th, we decided on to do this.
Let's go. And then Cristina hopped in on it.
She did?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I don't think I did.
Well, you kind of doing it anyways. You're on your journey.
I'm already beating you too, so
Well,
I don't think it's fair for me to join the race right now.
Oh, God.
What happened?
I don't want to pay $500.
You don't have to
Well,
do that
then
part.
win.
That's true.
All right. Oh, but that's the fun part. That what good is a race if there's no prize?
Facts.
So we're trying to think about, like, what is our prize? Like, what would be something that is, because Richard and I are very different.
Mhm.
What we find gratification in, prizes, it's very different. So I was like, what would be something that we're both into? We fuck with the Amazon.
Yeah.
Fill that card up. I was like, let's fill a card up until $500.
Mhm.
Richard is very motivated by money.
For sure.
So I was like, okay, money, I like Amazon, gifts, whatever. And of course he flipped it and said, well, let's just do $500. And
Right.
for me in my brain, I'm like, I'm not just going to give you $500, but like, I'll let you fill up an Amazon cart, but it's the same thing.
Yeah, she said.
Mine just comes with gifts. Yours just is money to do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the pot is.
What?
Yeah, doesn't sound appealing.
I'm honestly not very money motivated, but I do think that I could win you both.
People that say that make a lot of money.
Yeah. Why not?
All right, fine. I'll do it.
All right, so we're gonna need your. So we use pictures.
Mm-hmm.
To
Oh,
kinda,
wait. Wait, that's one thing. Okay. Before I say I'll do it, We need to adjust the qualifiers of the winner because the pictures thing is not working for me.
So all right, let's make it work.
That's too subjective.
Okay.
There needs to be some numbers.
Not really.
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wear what's in that picture.
No, I don't have clothes from pictures that I would use.
That's just how he's doing it. But like Richard's is different. Mine is different. I don't think it's that subjective. You can tell. You're gonna be able to tell.
Yeah, it's gonna be
It's
so
not like
clear
some,
when
like,
I pull up.
It's not gonna be some slight change. It's gonna be like pretty different.
No, I think it's too subjective. I need some like hard something. A hard.
Well, then for you, it could be a loss of a certain number.
Yeah.
Or inches somewhere. And we're going by this picture. Mine's not, I will know. You will know.
Okay. I will not do this bet then. It's too subjective.
Not this guy.
All right, well, if you change your mind, these are the premises that you will have to adhere to. You're welcome to make it work for yourself.
Nobody loses. I mean, you guys lose.
Essentially, we all lose something.
But
Richard, I'm not going to give you $500. That is
okay, then win.
enough. I know. That's the enough motivation for me today to keep it moving. I think it's funny that we have to share the Shrimp and Not So Sweet YouTube account, and like I can see what you're looking up, and you can see what I'm looking up.
What are you looking up? What am I looking up? What are you seeing?
Like stuff for cameras, effects, how to do this, how to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm looking up workout. I'll do like the HIIT workouts.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's funny, and that's a way to let you know I'm on to you.
You're stuck in my fucking browsing history.
What you mean?
It
Pops
Really?
up. It's automatic.
That's weird.
You probably should get out of the Shrimp and Not So Sweet.
nothing weird,
Until when do you guys have this deadline?
It's 4
June
months.
10th.
Oh, June 10th was your deadline.
Yeah, your interest is peaked. Just hop on in.
No, it's really not.
All
If
right.
you give me a hard number,
50
what?
pounds.
Okay.
50
that'll go
pounds
away.
and 10 inches.
Do you agree? Is 50 pounds fair to you?
To me,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Because I feel like men drop weight
They do,
faster.
but
Yeah.
if you saw
okay.
Richard's picture, you would know what we're saying.
Right.
Okay, so then
And now,
based
think
on
about
the
it.
picture, how many pounds do you think you would need to lose?
Shit.
And that's your hard number. We
I
could
don't
all have
know.
a different number. I just think a picture is way too subjective.
I
And
don't
you look
know.
hella different. You're going to use pictures from like what?
2013.
Exactly.
2016, 2015.
Like no matter what, you're not going to look exactly like that again. So it's going to be
Are you
like,
calling me? Are you telling me I have wrinkles?
I'm just saying you don't look
It's not a
22.
face picture. It's like a whole.
Even
body shot.
still, your body's going to look hella different.
All right, whatever.
Are
Fine.
you in or not?
Yeah, like
If you guys gave me a hard number.
you keep getting at us at our qualifiers that we have already agreed on.
You
So-
guys are inviting me into this bet.
Yeah,
This
in
is the
our
negotiation round. This is very typical.
All right. So find a picture that you're like, oh, I really like this.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't matter. Well, it can't be like last week, but
bet. Yeah, that's not fair.
yeah,
It has to be
a
something
couple years ago or
low-key
whatever.
drastic.
And then you're like, that's what I'm working to. So it's easy. We can take the same picture again, and we can see. All right, there you go.
Okay, but there's a hard number attached to that.
Then
So
that's your
how
number.
much did you weigh back then? Like only you will know
How
that
much
number.
did you weigh back then
Yeah.
in 2013?
Come on, ladies. I'm not gonna let you.
And
do
how
that.
many pounds would you need to drop? Because that's the number I really need.
See, that's I'm not gonna-
Exactly, and I'm saying probably 50.
Okay, you and I could do 50. We need to determine
No,
a
we
number for Richard.
I
All right,
think-
I'll do 50. Fine.
50. No,
No.
that's not fair because men drop weight faster. How
Oh,
about
come on.
75?
75 for me?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Okay,
You think
65.
Fine.
don't. What are you
Okay.
calling him?
Obese.
Yeah.
Morbid.
That's 15 pounds more than me and Vicky.
On the edge of death.
Shit. All right. Fuck it.
Okay,
I
so
think
65 and 50.
I think we should show her your picture when we're done, and
Right.
she can really know what the fuck you're talking about, because
Yeah.
I think your picture is fine.
And then after that, we're going to need to record your current weight. We need a baseline.
Oh, we don't need to do all of that.
I know,
Cristina,
we-
what?
Excuse me, this is $500.
It's not a lot of money.
Maybe not to you. You're unemployed and I work in education, so $500 is a lot.
Christina, we are working up to this You act like we're gonna do this tomorrow.
I want to know, why are you guys so triggered by me asking for hard
because you're low-key taking the fun out of it. We're much more fly by the seat of our pants sometimes.
Just go with it. You're not gonna lose.
Okay, well, I think without that hard number data, you are less likely to actually follow through on it.
Okay.
To what extent, Richard, do you feel like you've committed to this challenge over the last week? 100% being, I changed my diet, I changed my exercise habits, and I made a complete 180.
None.
Okay, so 0%.
So
and okay, thank you.
This is
and Vicky, to what extent, same parameters, to what extent do you feel like you've committed to this challenge this past week?
50%.
Okay.
So you should just hop in and win. Sounds like an easy win.
But then at the end, I could jump in full-heartedly, do everything I can, and then we get to the end, and because it's subjective, I'm not saying that you would, but because it's subjective, hypothetically, you both could be like, no, I don't think you're quite there yet.
We're not.
And I'm not willing to
do that to you. We would do that to each other.
What do you think of us?
I would not do that to you.
You come, so you're gonna pull up. You're gonna look great, and we're like, eh.
Okay, to all my lawyers out there, please tell me that I am setting up this contract the right way, because these
I'm
two
sure you are. But this is not a contract.
These are like ninny muggins over here. Okay, they don't know what they're doing.
What the hell? Yes, we do. This is how we do it. You have to embrace the chaos.
It's okay.
Vicky, I refuse to embrace the chaos. Okay.
Okay, but I think
this is called a SMART goal. For all my people out there who practice SMART goals, please tell me that hard data would be more helpful in this situation. Because I'm not going to give $500 to both of you who could be conspiring against me to say like, no, I actually think that Richard has won.
It's not both. Like, it's $500 to the winner. You're not gonna. It's not $1,000. It's $500.
Oh, I thought it was going to be $1,000.
No,
you would receive $1,000.
Okay, even still, $500. Still, same thing.
It's literally not. Why would you give $500?
Richard, I'm done trying to convince her. I'm done. This is taking the fun out of it.
I'm gonna play this bet with myself. I'm just gonna save $500.
That's good. That's dope.
Make it to
that's more like you. You are intrinsically motivated.
Oh, you guys are so triggered.
But that dollar amount is the motivation for me. So I know, like this, you're right. This week I haven't taken it serious, and it's been an advantage for Vic. Like, to her, that's why I ordered tacos for her.
Not really.
What do you mean? I've been taking advantage of it. Fuck you. What are you talking about? I worked out with you yesterday.
I said what I said.
Ooh, I said keeping it short but not so sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, that wasn't nice. I'm not touching fingertips with you anymore.
No, damn.
Why don't you get into your true crime?
All right,
Give
let's do it.
What they want.
Exactly. All right, so
this is what y'all came here for. Don't play.
Richard and I have a new conspiracy theory that there is something happening in the sex trafficking world between the months of February to May.
Yeah.
Something about the spring. But this is like, we believe these are the months where people are being collected. Some initiation is happening. Something is going on during these months because there's so many cases of abductions happening during this time, and these abductions being connected with sex trafficking. We saw this with the Sierra Lamar case, who was abducted in March. There's been like a string of kidnapping attempts and kidnappings in the Bay Area over the last few weeks. So I think it's a thing. Anyway, so I wanted to... Do you want to say anything more, Richard?
No, I just agree. It's weird. Like, there's been a huge uptick even locally of like attempts, and like, thankfully, like, the attempt, I think there was an attempt in like North San Jose area, and she was found. I don't know the details of it, but that's like the second one in the last 2 weeks locally.
Wow.
And then your first or second true crime story about the Safeway guy.
Yeah.
Like, this is when he operated.
Yeah. He was trying to abduct women in March, a few years prior to him abducting Sierra Lamar.
That's crazy.
So this is another story. This is a more prolific, pretty well-known story. A lot of coverage of this story. Probably has something to do with the fact that this is a white woman. So this is a story of Amy Bradley. Amy Bradley was a college graduate who was about to start her life as a young independent woman. And her family wanted to take a family cruise before, she went off and started her life as an independent person. She was kind of like, I don't know if I want to go on this cruise. I'm trying to just do my own thing. I just graduated. I want to do what I want. I don't know about being out in the open ocean. That sounds pretty intimidating, blah, 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 blah. But it's funny because she was actually a really strong swimmer, and it was a lifeguard. So not so sure why she had this fear of the open ocean. Maybe it's my own fear of the open ocean because it's just so vast and terrifying of the unknown. Anyways, so she goes on this cruise. She's on a Caribbean cruise on a cruise ship called Rhapsody of the Sea. So I've been on a cruise one time when I was traveling between countries. It wasn't super luxury cruise, but it was a huge ship. Have you guys ever been on a cruise ship?
I've been on lots of cruises.
Okay, can you describe the largest cruise ship you've ever been on?
It was a Carnival ship. Fucking massive. 15 floors or something wild.
Wow.
I think.
Damn.
It was huge. It's like the big ones. Go down to Mexico and stuff.
How much do you feel like you're on a boat when you're on a ship like that?
I don't.
Hardly feel like they're rocking.
I don't feel it at all.
Okay. All right. So she's on one of these cruises with her family. She's having a great time. She's there with a smile on. And her and her brother's 21, so they're really close in age, are having fun. They meet up with this guy from the band, and his name is Yellow. That's his nickname. And they're having a great time. So then comes the night, when you have the fancy dinner. Isn't there a night you have a fancy dinner? It's
a dinner with the captain's dinner.
Okay, so she goes to this captain's dinner. And obviously there's there's tons of, I don't know about tons of photographers, but photographers taking pictures. And this is going to be an important detail later on, but the photos are usually kept on some sort of board outside where you can pick it up. But this, by the way, this is March 1998. I forgot to mention that. Okay. March of 1998, prior to cell phones. Yeah, it's important for my conspiracy theory. So they're posting the pictures outside of everyone on this trip. And I think I have a picture of the family heading onto this boat. I'm going to send it to you guys.
Yeah, we'll post it in a bit. Right here. Point to it, Vic.
Let me get that to you. Okay, so this is Amy and her family.
Wow, that looks old as shit.
Yeah, it's 1998.
It doesn't seem that long ago.
How old? Everybody name. How old were you in 1998? 7. Go.
9.
I don't know.
30. He's 35.
You were 13.
How old were you? I'm just kidding.
I was 12. I don't know.
Okay. So that's Amy and her family.
And 98?
98.
Yeah, it was 12, 13.
How do you know automatically that you were 7?
Because I was born in 1991.
Math.
So it's basic algebra.
98.
Basic.
Oh, 80.
It's not algebra. What's it called?
Addition.
Arithmetic. Is the word I was looking for.
Yeah, I was 9.
All right. So that's Amy. Both pictures of her are on the cruise. So after this captain's dinner, her and her brother, mind you, this woman's name is Amy Bradley, and her brother's name is Brad.
Brad Bradley.
Oh.
So.
Brad Bradley.
They were.
Just wanted to point that out. Anyways, so they go to the club.
It says a lot.
It's read between the lines from what we're saying.
2 first names says a lot.
And the dad's name was also Brad.
No!
I'm just kidding.
Oh shit!
I don't actually know the dad's name. I think it might have been.
Hey, Brad. Little Brad.
He's Freddy Brad.
Okay, guys, this is a
human this is serious.
Trafficking story.
Okay. Oh, you're right.
Okay. So Amy and her brother Brad go to the disco on the cruise ship. Anything you want to name about the disco? How likely is it to the clubs in Vegas on a scale of 1 to 10?
Why are you looking at me about the disco?
Because you've been on a cruise ship.
Many cruises.
The disco?
Yeah, like the
Why
club.
did they call it that?
That's what they called it on
The
this like news.
discoteca.
They called it that on this news special, but I think it's because it was from 1998.
The disco. Yeah, there's all kind of stuff popping on the cruise. Like,
okay, but the question again, remember, is how likely is it to a Vegas club? 10 is a Vegas club.
Oh,
What is a cruise ship?
No, it's popping. Like it's
got lasers.
Yeah.
Does it have a bar?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
It's
good music.
It's a Vegas club.
Hot people to like dance with.
I mean,
VIP.
They were the people that were just in the buffet line with you a couple hours ago, but you know they wouldn't change.
But now they're
Hawaiian shirts
now
off.
Now they have their glittery shirts on.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so Amy and Brad go to the discotheque.
Brad Bradley.
Yes.
Brad.
Go to the discotheque and they're having a ball. They're just like enjoying their night. They're chilling with the band members. Remember, they've met this guy earlier. His name is Yellow. So she's hanging out with Yellow, having a good time. And this is where I'm going to tell the story as it unfolded for the family. And I'll go back into the clues that we gathered from this night later on. So according to her brother, he leaves the club around 3 o'clock. He goes back to his room. Maybe like an hour or so later, Amy also comes back to the room. So her dad remembers waking up really early in the morning, probably like 5 o'clock in the morning, and seeing her smoking on the balcony or sleeping on the balcony, something like that. But he sees his daughter on the balcony. He's like, okay, good. Both my kids are home. Hallelujah. So he goes back to sleep and he wakes up a little while longer, maybe like 6 o'clock. You know, you just like sometimes fall asleep and then you wake up and it's like an hour later when you thought it was just 5 minutes. He wakes up around 6, doesn't see his daughter. And for some reason, he feels the need to go out looking for his daughter, which like, I feel like if our parents, if we went on a cruise with our parents and they saw us home at 5 a.m., they'd be like, oh, phew. And then if they didn't see us at 6, they'd be like, they wouldn't think anything of it. They would just be like, they're somewhere else. But this dad has some sort of intuition that leads him to want to go and search this cruise ship. And these cruise ships are huge, once again.
Yes.
That parent intuition, though, is nothing to play with.
It's real.
It's crazy.
It's real.
Fact. Like, I've witnessed it this week. Like, it's real.
Spot on every time.
So her dad goes out searching for her. He happens to run into the head of security while he's out there looking for her. He lets head of security sort of know what's going on, and head of security's like, okay, I'm going to handle this. Don't worry. Okay, this is Rhapsody of the Seas. We don't let shit get down here. Dad goes back to his room, wakes up his wife. They're all searching for Amy. Amy's nowhere to be found, and it comes to the point of the day where they've like docked at the island, and they're at the island of Curacao, which is just like just north of South America. And they like beg the cruise ship to not let people off the boat yet until they can finish their like official search. The cruise ship, because you know capitalism is like, hell no, like we gotta let these people off. Like we got shit to do and we got money to make. We got partnerships with all these people, like we're letting them off. So they let the people off, and then the cruise ship is like, oh well, we did a great thorough search of the ship, folks, and you know, we didn't find anything. So your options are either you can stay here and hope that she got off the ship and hope that you can find her, or you can hop back on our ship and enjoy the rest of the cruise.
Wow.
So the family makes a really tough decision of staying in this island of Curacao, and they eventually go to the American embassy, and they're like, help. And they do a huge search for her. They like send out helicopters and ships out there looking for her. But like the boat never, by the time she was missing, from the time that they got off the boat, they were in pretty shallow waters. Like she's a lifeguard. She's a pretty like adept swimmer. She would have probably been fine and would have just swam to shore. So they don't find anything, and they don't see anything happening. The FBI eventually gets involved, and they are like, y'all fucked up by getting off that ship, because they end up finding out that the ship never did an official search. They like searched the common areas. They
like a room to room type thing.
Nope. They didn't even question staff. They like searched under a couple of tablecloths, you know, checked a couple of closets, and you know,
it's so fucked up.
Like maybe asked someone where she was, and No one said anything.
Huge too.
Yeah,
like, that's crossed my mind on a ship. Like,
yeah,
if the person I was with went missing, I'd never be able to find them.
Yep.
In one of these rooms, like, fuck.
Yeah. So they never did an official search. The family goes home devastated. Everyone's left off the cruise ship. Every witness, every potential suspect has left.
But how do you make that call? Like, you know what I mean? To stay, or to stay on the island, or to stay on the ship. What would you? I would have not known what to do.
Somebody splits. Like, you go to the embassy, we stay here.
Yeah. I mean, they only had 3 people with them.
One could have went to the embassy.
I could see that. I think also there's an element where the cruise ship is wanting to avoid problems. I think that's part of the reason why they don't even do like an official search. So I'm sure the cruise ship was like was pushing them to like, you guys should stay here, try to solve things out. The American embassy can help you a lot more than we can. Get the fuck off our boat.
That's crazy.
Because we got a cruise to complete.
Wow.
So all of this happens, and just like a lot of shit happens to this poor Bradley family. Like there's a con artist that cons them out of like almost $130,000, claiming that they have found Amy, and that they're gonna rescue her and totally trick them, and steal all this money for them. That guy does get arrested, which is good, and he's convicted. He's in jail now. But just a lot of shit happens to this family, but because of the coverage of this story, there was coverage on it on the FBI website. The FBI just like recently posted another video searching for Amy, like in the last couple of years. But because of the coverage, a lot of people came out claiming to have seen Amy.
What?
So
on the ship, or
there was a couple of stories on the ship. So let me backtrack. So Amy goes to that captain's dinner, right? Told you that they take pictures and they put the pictures out on the board. The family realizes after a lot of time has gone by that when they went out to pick up the pictures off the board, any picture that had Amy in it of the family was missing, which would make sense for like this trafficking like conspiracy. Like, obviously, like, here's someone that we want. Let's pull these pictures. Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
There was another 2 girls who claimed to have seen Amy with this guy Yellow around 5:45 in the morning.
Yellow's in the band.
Yellow's the band member.
Gotcha.
So they claim that they see her with Yellow walking back to the club, walking like towards like the staff elevator. And they say that Yellow has given her a dark drink. So they said it was either like Coke or maybe coffee. And so there's ideas that could have been some sort of like sleep. Yeah, exactly. Some sort of drug drink that he got her with. What else comes out? Sorry, there was one other detail that came out. It'll come to me later. But there is a man and a wife who were in Curacao later on in 1998 who they see these stories about Amy, and they speak out because they're like, we think we saw her on a beach in Curacao, and she was on the beach. She was with 2 men who seemed to be sort of like watching over her. The man said that she was within 2 feet. They were able to see and name all the tattoos that Amy had. She had like a gecko tattoo around her belly button. She had like some Chinese figure on her ankle, and a Tasmanian devil image that I guess she like designed herself, so it was like unique to her. And this man said that he saw all this because she was so close. So that's 1998. 1999, but it doesn't come out till much later. A member of the U.S. Navy was in a brothel in Curacao, and he met a girl who said, "Hi, my name is Amy, and I'm in trouble. I really need your help. Like, help me." And the guy's like, "Oh, well, there's a Navy ship, like, just right off the coast. Like, you can go there if you need help." And she's like, "No, like, I can't leave. I really need you. I really need your help." And I think, yeah, she says, "My name is Amy Bradley." And he doesn't say anything because he's in the Navy. He's not supposed to be at this. He's on active duty. He's not supposed to be in this brothel. Doesn't say anything till years later. I don't think he says anything till like 2005.
Wow.
So
what a coward.
8 years later. there's one other sighting that was more recent where a woman said that she was in Barbados, which is just northwest of Curacao, right above South America, home of good old Rihanna. So she's in this department store in Barbados, and she's in the bathroom. She hears a woman come in, and this woman is followed by like 3 to 4 men. And this woman who's in the bathroom, she's like terrified because she hears the men talking to Amy. Well, it ends up being Amy, but she's talking to this woman, threatening her, telling her there's this deal that's happening. Like, this is my deal. You're not going to let me down. Like, it's happening at 11, blah, 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 blah. So this woman is in the bathroom. She's scared because she knows she's hearing something she shouldn't be hearing. Eventually the men go outside. The woman comes out of the stall and she's like trying to talk to the woman. Eventually the men go outside. The woman comes out of the stall and she's like trying to talk to the woman. And the woman tells her that her name is Amy. And she's sort of like acting strange around her, like getting up in her space, like being super quiet, like barely speaking loud enough for her to hear. And so that's the most recent sighting of Amy. Then a couple years later, and I'm going to send you guys these pics. There's some images that come out on a Caribbean Latin sex website. Mm-hmm. And it's heavily believed that this woman is Amy Bradley. So I'm going to send you guys these pictures and you let me know what you think or see.
Has the family made any kind of comment since these recent sightings of Amy?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what their exact comments are, but they're still looking for Amy and are obviously devastated by even the thought of what could have happened to her.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's terrible.
That composite picture is a picture of the woman that was seen in the bathroom. Mm-hmm. That's how the woman described her looking, but she looks very much like the other images. And this on the website, her name is Jazz. And they've like tried to seek where this website was from, where these pictures come from. They've like done the IP address, but nothing's come of it.
Wow.
So does it seem like she's been in this life for so long, like she's a part of it now?
Yeah, I think she's like deep into it. I think at this point, if she's
going by her name, talking about deals,
like I can't even fathom what might have happened to her. Wow. It's just so devastating. Like all the stories of her sightings are like there was men around her who were threatening her, who were controlling her. She was obviously terrified. I'm like, ugh, to have to live your life like that every single day.
That's great.
Ripped from the life you had and thrusted into that type of life.
And to just like adapt to that and like that become your new normal. Ooh.
I cannot fathom.
The ability to adapt to things in your life is crazy, because think about all the shit that you've had to adapt to and then times that by 20 for this girl.
Well, definitely some Stockholm syndrome. Right?
Oh, absolutely.
You would have to, just to like protect your mindset, to protect yourself. I don't know if you could get out of it without having some sort of Stockholm syndrome. Like,
I would definitely think that Stockholm syndrome is some sort of coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Above all else, protect your mind, and that's one of the ways we do it, healthy or unhealthy.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
We all go through a type of Stockholm. That's a good point I've never thought of before.
Free Amy.
Right.
Free Amy.
I for sure feel like we have Stockholm syndrome when it comes to this pandemic. Like, what are we... Like, for a second, I was anxious about what it would be like to go back out into the world and very comfortable with the idea of staying inside. And then we've gotten a little bit... You guys are nodding or doing anything, so I'm assuming you don't feel the same way. But just the idea now that we are able to do more, I'm like, nah, fuck that. Give me my old life back.
I'm not there, but...
What part?
Like, just give me my old life. Like, I'm not ready to rush back into shit until shit is good. Like,
yeah. I'm talking about the Stockholm part of it, though. But that's fair, too. I just don't think I know what I'm missing anymore. Right? I don't know anymore. What do I want to go back to normal? I don't want to go back to traffic. I don't want to go back to working in a toxic workplace. I don't want to go back to having people all of my business. Fucking stay 6 feet apart from me, please.
Yeah, I think the little things that I miss is like going to a restaurant, and not worrying about being at this restaurant.
Yeah.
Going to a game.
Yeah. No, I miss those things too.
Going to the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Just little things. Going out to a store.
Yeah.
Not for essential items.
Yeah. I don't mind masks, and I probably will start doing that when we're okay, everyone's vaccinated. When I'm sick, 'cause I just think that's respectful of other people.
Yeah, that's the thing in China. Like, it's been a thing.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I think we've interpreted that wrong, but I think we get it now. It's like respect for your fellow countryman or countrywoman. You're like, I respect you enough to not make you sick.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I will probably. I know I will continue to do that if I'm not feeling well and I'm going out in public, and because I don't think it's going to be weird anymore.
No, not at all.
But I will look forward to the day that they're not required, but recommended. It'd be cool if you did, but it's okay if you don't. Because I hate having to remember, like, that panic of, like, where's my mask? I can't wait till that's over. The other day,
you gotta get a survivor buff, like me. Just keep it around your neck.
Oh my god, I saw a video on someone describing how to wear them.
Oh, there's a lot of ways to wear a buff.
She was like, don't wear it as a tube top. That's just silly. Wear it as a headband. It's like, these buffs are something serious.
They're very serious and very valuable.
To who?
To lots of people. They got buffs trading upwards of $2,000-$3,000.
That's cool. That's crazy.
Yeah, if you can buy them for $25, it's a great investment. I'm not telling you guys to go waste your money on fucking buffs. I'm just telling you there's a market.
What is a buff?
Oh, come on, not this guy.
It's the like sweatband they wear around. They wear in their hair. They wear around their neck. It's like those gator things. You pull them up.
Oh, okay.
Some girls wear them like tube tops or skirts. But it
That's
signifies
how you know you're skinny.
It signifies what tribe you're in. So like you'll get
on the show.
On the show. So you'll get like a red buff or a green buff or whatever, and then like Jeff will say, "Drop your buffs," and then they switch tribes. It's a whole
You get someone's dirty
that's
buff.
Gross.
No, you get a brand new buff. They auction off the buffs. It goes to charity. It's a whole thing.
Are you just saying that so I don't freak out about how disgusting that is?
No, they're really gross. He doesn't. I don't. Yeah.
So they trade new buffs.
They give him new buffs.
Oh, thank God! I can imagine how disgusting and unhygienic that is.
Yeah, beach people stink, man.
They really
I lived
do.
with some beach people for a couple weeks.
You were what?
I lived with beach people for a couple weeks
Why?
in Costa Rica.
Oh.
They fucking reek.
What is it?
It's the lack of fresh water. It's like showering water. And I don't know.
Did you start to stink?
Fuck yeah, I went to a resort after, but yeah, it's stuff.
Yeah, I don't really like to be dirty like that. I never have. Like, I can get dirty, but if I can't take a shower at the end, I'm not doing this.
Yeah,
like, I couldn't do
There's
that.
a good cause. It was fun, but
yeah,
they stunk. It's really bad.
That beach thing, like, you don't want to smell like a beach, and you don't want to smell like maple syrup.
Oh,
I don't think there's anything wrong with smelling.
I don't think
Of course she doesn't.
I hate maple syrup. I think
You just ate it today on your
I
waffles.
did, and I always get nervous, but I'm like, oh God, am I gonna friggin' smell like maple syrup? It's just one of those things that it gets all over you.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I've always felt this way about maple syrup. It is so strong, it just like sticks, and like there it goes as you walk throughout the day.
I didn't know you felt so strongly about this. Wow.
I hate it.
I don't hate it. I just, when I smell it, I'm like, oh, somebody's eating some
It
maple
reminds
syrup.
me of being a kid and Eggo waffles and just pouring the syrup, and then I'd smell like syrup all day at school, and I hated it.
Well, you gotta get it in your mouth.
I know.
I still have a hard time doing that.
Yeah, you do.
For someone with such a big mouth, I keep missing it. Okay, but I did want to talk about like having boldness today, because in the recent 24 hours, I've had to act very boldly to get what I wanted, and it worked out.
You want to elaborate?
No.
Why? Well, then why are you bringing it up?
Yeah. I mean, these guys don't know what the hell you're talking about.
It was a matter of me telling someone exactly what I needed or what I wanted.
What'd you want? What'd you need?
Yeah, what did you want? What did you need?
Ooh, you got what I need. Don't make me do this.
I'm not making you, but you brought a topic to the pod.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had a job interview last week.
Okay.
And I hadn't heard from the person yet, and I was like, nah, like, go get what you want, be bold. So send that follow-up email and be very direct about what I'm looking for. Okay. They, like, putzed around and, like, I haven't heard back from the email yet, but...
You haven't heard back from the follow-up?
No. Which is okay, but it's like, at least now I know, no matter what, I did everything I could.
Right, yeah. Right.
I put my best foot forward in an interview, put my best foot forward after the interview, and that's not on me. So I would much rather act boldly for the sake of not regretting a move I didn't make.
I agree.
Yeah, I think I put that pretty nicely. Go Vicky.
Good save.
Yeah, because I wasn't going to say what I've actually been bold about.
What are you drinking, Cristina? What's that?
It's rosé with a little pineapple juice.
Oh,
is it good?
Mm-hmm. Me gusta.
Nice. I think that I've also been like bold in with my friends, with my sister, and specifically the other night, you and I got into a little spat.
Which one?
The grumpy spat.
The grumpy spat.
I wasn't in a spat. She was in her own spat.
But sometimes it's hard to be bold to like, I'm a pretty bold person, but being bold to you sometimes is difficult. Being bold with Richard is difficult at times. But whenever I am, it's always fine. And it's giving me confidence to be bolder.
Define bold.
Bold is like saying what's up, like saying what you mean. Or sometimes it's not saying anything at all. Sometimes being bold is shutting the fuck up. And not giving into the energy of it, I think. But like the other night, I was just in a bad mood, and I was bold enough to be in that bad mood, let it work itself out. Because sometimes I like will not do something because how it's gonna affect somebody else. And sometimes you have to just live in your moment.
That's true.
Live in that bad mood, live in that boldness, because you have to. Things don't automatically work themselves out. You have to go after it. And
Cristina, I think we can see your faces now.
Uh-huh.
You gotta say what you're
well, I'm the one who was impacted by that boldness.
Okay.
Like, was that boldness or was that just you're grumpy?
I was grumpy. Yeah. I'm not taking that away. I already admitted to that.
Is it smoky in here?
No. Really?
All right. Well, cool. Hooray for you for being bold.
Yeah.
But
rude ass.
What about the other bolds? You said there was 2 things that happened during the week. Not gonna let it slide.
What's the one that happened yesterday? Because you said that was a big moment.
Yeah, big moment.
You brought it up. You're not going to talk about it? It's like a preview.
I'm trying to find a way to disguise it, but I don't think I'm going to.
Do they listen to the pod?
I don't know.
Oh. Okay.
Probably not. It's not them I'm worried about. I know. There's only one person that listens to the pod that I'm worried about. You,
Carlito. So you sent a message to somebody.
I did.
And
I was bold.
I'm not editing this. I'm just blanking that name out. But listen, so you sent a text message to somebody that you weren't really sure about. You were thinking about.
That I've been thinking about for a long time.
Huh.
An old
I wonder if it was Valentine's Day got you in your feelings.
Yeah, I think it did.
Okay.
Because last Valentine's Day, like, I was kicking it. That's who I was kicking it with. And I just felt like, I don't know, like that whole mantra of like acting in your feelings and acting, like telling people what's up, like giving people their flowers while you can smell them. Because what is honestly the worst thing that happens? They deny you. They say nah. And is that really the worst?
It's the worst thing.
And it's not even that bad.
Yeah.
and then you move on. I think though you have to like get your other shit right. I think someone who is very insecure or not confident in any other area of their life, if someone was to reject them, that would be very devastating. But for someone who's just like, I'm nervous about this issue and I'm pretty confident and secure in all other areas, I think you have to like have your heart right to do that. But yeah, the worst thing that person could have done was say no thank you, or read it and left me on red.
Right.
That didn't happen.
But I feel like that's one of the only areas where you feel so much hesitation in. Why is that?
Can you be more specific?
That's like, for all the bold things you've said and the bold situations you've had, you're the most insecure in making decisions to be bold when it comes to like people you're interested in that way.
Yeah, I don't know. Because you're
hard.
right. I'm pretty bold in all other areas. Like, I'm really not scared of much. But
yeah, but I feel like if you're bold in other areas, it shouldn't be that hard.
No, she's a chicken when it comes to that stuff.
Why though?
I don't know. Because I get insecure. I'm human, guys, and I have insecurities. I know. Doesn't seem like that, but I do.
I think that's when we became friends, when I figured out, I wouldn't say it's a false bravado, but it's you're a teddy bear. You know, you have this big exterior, this big like personality, but really you're not.
He's calling me a major bitch.
Nah, I'm not.
Punk.
I'm just saying, like, it's there's not a lot of bite to your bark. So with certain things. So like with that real, like that kind of stuff, you're sensitive.
Yeah, I am. I totally am. And that's, I keep talking about being in Aries, but that's in Aries. Like, we put on this like harsh exterior. You can't tell us shit. We don't take no shit, but we're sensitive AF. And like, I really am. Like, the minute someone starts yelling at me, I cry. But I will yell at you till you're bold. And anytime Richard and I have a tough conversation, I cry. Is it something to cry about? No.
I remember the first time it happened. You're looking at me. You're like, yeah, I know I'm crying. I know. I don't care. And I was like, okay.
Because it's a thing. I cry. I'm going to still fight you, but I'm going to cry while we do it. So, yeah. That I can be insecure, and now I'm pretty acutely aware of like the impact I've made on some people, and that it always hasn't been positive, and trying to really change that. I'm like, ooh, how did I leave it off with this guy? And I was just nervous.
Yeah, that's normal. I don't think there's anything
wrong with that. I don't think that's what anyone's saying.
I think there's something wrong with that, Cristina.
No, I think I'm just so numb to it at this point. I don't worry about it anymore.
I don't care.
I'm just like,
But then I think about it, like, what is the worst that happens? Like,
right.
And like, okay, let's say the worst does happen, which it hardly ever does. Am I gonna be okay?
Gonna be just as good as you were before you sent the message.
Yeah. Is this situation gonna change my economic status? Is this gonna change if I'm alive or dead? Is this gonna change who's in my life? No. Then keep it moving. So that's something that I want to work on moving forward, because I am really bold. But it's like when I've invested in someone and I like someone, I'm not as bold. But a rando, please give them. I bold all day. But that's, to me, that's how a check-in for me, and how I know I really like somebody. Because otherwise, I don't care.
Yeah, and I feel like I haven't liked someone in a really long time. And then when I do like them, I'm so disappointed all the time. So maybe I don't trip about it because I'm like, not that invested at this point.
Yeah.
And I haven't found.
Then I'll say that, like, when I'm invested in someone or something, I get shy about it, or not as well, because it's that more precious, and like, I have to be very careful about how I move and navigate through this to keep it intact. Even like when I'm in an argument with you guys, like, I might not say everything because I don't know where I stand on something, or like, I'm afraid if I say this and you take it this way that will really break us, but it couldn't.
Right.
So that's something for me. When something is more precious to me, I get really like protective of it, and I'm like that much more aware of what I'm doing and how I'm moving.
It's true.
Because when it's something I don't care about, I will.
Right.
You've seen me do it a million times. Just like, brrr. Nope, that's ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, I hate that. Or, we could do this better. You know, I'm very just straight to the point. I got no time for the bullshit. But when something's precious to me, it's like I'm a penguin. I'm just holding my egg.
That's not what they do.
Well, okay, well, who does that?
They put it between.
Okay. Between my legs, and I'm scouring the Antarctic to provide safety for this thing.
I got you.
But I think there's other situations you can be bold in. I think that being bold is something that we should do more of, because that no one benefits from you not being that bitch. No one benefits from you not being that dude.
I think
that
that's
man.
The problem with being bold is you're perceived, especially women.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
Perceived as being a bitch or being rude.
Yeah.
You know, but when a
It's
guy
terrible.
does it, it's like
He should have. That's a man.
he's a strong man.
Yeah.
I recognize that.
It is tough, because women, the second we're bold, we're a bitch. But when a man is bold, he's a
Strong man.
He's a strong man. Oh, he's a businessman. Oh,
Right.
he's a go-getter. Like, so are we. But I think some men are triggered by women falling out of that gender role of being like, yes, sir, no, sir. And it's an old school way to think about women. I don't think a lot of men think that anymore. I hope not. But I think even men who don't think that, when they see a woman really act out of character, it's like, oh, shit. I'm going to let you speak on that. What do you think?
I personally, I fuck with some gender roles.
So do I.
In 2021. Okay?
Yeah.
So
do I.
That's very different from like 1960, 1970.
Yeah.
I don't want you in the kitchen. I don't want you, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I do want to take care of you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I do want to be that person. You know, I want you to feel safe. I want you, you know, that. And that's, I don't know, that's probably the depth of that gender assignment.
Yeah, that's one I agree with too.
But yeah, I'm not put off by boldness. Like,
yeah, you're
I like
definitely
it.
not.
I like it. I'm like, oh yeah, like, talk your shit. Let's hear it. Let's go.
But you've seen other situations where I've been bold and a man has took that the wrong way, or a man was triggered by it.
Absolutely.
So in no means am I saying you, but there have been men, and like even with you, when you've been bold and you've been labeled a bitch, and it's like, nah. But if that was Brad Bradley, it would have been fine.
Right.
He's a, what do they call him? A shark. He's a whatever.
Right.
They use some kind of like animal term.
Bulldog.
Yeah, he's a bulldog. Like, and why is that not the women?
Yeah.
I don't think you guys should be catering to is Brad Bradley the guy that's soft in this analogy?
Yeah, triggered by women being bold.
I think those days are done, man, where you guys are catering to the Brad Bradleys of the world.
It's nice to see.
Like, fuck that shit. Like, they need to fix themselves.
Yeah.
Because it's
100% agree.
inhibiting you guys from growing. You know what I mean? We're just being yourself.
Right.
Like, fuck that. I'm not gonna, because, like, same with me. Like, I'm not going to curb my opinions or my thoughts or my ideas for someone that is not on the same wavelength as me. You know, like, that's, it's not.
I really think that men being triggered by bold women is starting to be the opposite of normal. I think more men are open to that and wanting to see that. And I think I hate the whole like fiery Latina stereotype.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Because as soon as I tell someone, oh, Latina, and it's like, oh, you like to get mad. It's like, me being mad is not always, I'm not being mad because I'm trying to turn you on or I'm trying to be sexy. That shit.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be cute.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be cute. Like, I'm pissed right now.
Right.
And I hate that shit. But it's gotten sensationalized almost to the point where it's like, you're gross. Stop.
Well, I think that stems like white behavior is the baseline and the standard. Mm-hmm. It's like if you differ or you go any like the white housewife woman or whatever. So if you do you speak up or you're bold or whatever, you're fiery. Yeah. It's like, no, I'm just not a fucking pacifist, and I'm not,
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm not scared.
That's a good point.
I think we should get rid of that idea, like that is the standard, because it's not.
No,
at all.
It's not.
Yeah.
I think that's a good point, though, that's like the baseline. That's a good way to say it, because it's not that people of color and women that are in the matriarch of those homes have been acting in a passive way. They just are bold in their house. And when they're, at the church, at the store, at the post office, they're acting that what you're saying is like the base.
Well, here, I mean, if you think about it, like here in America, like the family structure and the household in our old like 1960s gender roles and all those assignments, that is a white baseline. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And like
right,
like people of color have been forced to. It's like that is the standard. That you want that white picket fence. You want that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You want to.
Yeah.
Catch up to this baseline.
Right.
And that's like, I think we've realized it. Like, yo, that shit ain't tight. Like, it's,
right. But I'm saying that it's not that, like, I'm thinking about my grandmother. It's not that my grandmother stopped being this bold, fiery, don't take any shit, person. It's not that she's just became that in the recent 30 years. She was always that way. Right. It was just, I'm sure she was more comfortable to be that way in her own home. And I'm saying that for all women that were of an ethnic background who we don't act like this baseline white behavior. So like, where did they act that way? Like, where were they able to be their true selves? I'm sure it was in their homes. I think that's crazy. When I think about the way my grandmother acted with us when we were growing up, and like it was different from when we went in public to when we were at home. She was actually I disagree. Not with her. There were times though that she would like put on the cute like smile and be nice, but then it got to a point with her where she's like, "All right, I'm done. Taking this off and putting back on."
She was notorious for fighting for everyone, with everyone, at any place. It always embarrassing us just with like the level of force. So I don't know what you're talking about. But I feel that with Mom. Do you forget growing up with Lala?
No, I think that there was always a point where she wasn't always coming into McDonald's hot. It was like she's like, me and her are a lot alike. We're like, okay, I'm getting to my limit. And now I'm gonna blast off. She had a limit.
Was her blast off like?
Oh, she'll let you know what's really good. Huh. Cuss you out.
But was it valid, or was it just
never?
Oh, okay.
Never. Well, sometimes it was, but like most of the time, no. Whereas like my threshold might be this big, and that's generous, and her threshold was here, like one little thing. But she was always like, "Hi, I'm good. How are you?" And then he'd say something wrong and blast off. But sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah, you've been quiet.
I just disagree with that with Lala's point, but. When we were talking about boldness, I was thinking about the Googler. The story I've been telling with this man
what's going on?
Who Googled me, who was bold in his own right to Google me after I already had blocked him on a dating app. But I recently gave him the pleasure of my time via a phone chat. So I was like, hey, he was bold. I respect that. Let's give him another chance. So we had a video chat, and this man is silent on the video chat. Silent, ending every sentence with,
yep.
Haha. Yep. That awkward stuff. So me being the bold one that I am, continues the conversation by asking lots of questions. We play a little game. I think it's going great. I'm learning about him. He's learning about me. And then the next day, he has the boldness to text me and say, oh, how was our FaceTime date? Like, what did you think? How did I do? And I said, oh, you did great. Being kind. Because this is the first time I've ever met him. Like, what am I going to say? Like, well, I thought you were... I'm not going to lay out every table on the line or every card on the table. Like, whatever. So I'm like, oh, it was great. Like, what did you think of me? Thinking he's going to have the same energy. But no, he said that he felt like he was being interrogated.
That's that triggering thing.
And that I was accusing him of a crime he didn't commit.
He thought he was on the pod or something.
I don't know. And I'm like, what crime was I committing you of? And so that was his feeling about it. And I think either he was like expecting me to take it as like, oh, haha, like shut up, like, you know, like as a joke, or I don't know if he was expecting me to take it as like, oh, I'll work on that. Let me think about that. But I'm bold enough, confident in myself that I'm like, no, dude, you just didn't have anything to say. I kept the conversation going. Instead of you doing anything about it, you're going to throw it back at me like I'm some crazy person. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy.
Okay, you're not crazy. Damn.
She's not crazy.
I would just like to say, crazy. And I that just like showed me so much about the moment. So I only responded with, oh, okay. Like nothing else. No other energy. No like, oh, like, shut up. Like, blah, blah, blah. No joking energy. No like, oh, well, let me take that into consideration. Let me reflect on that and improve myself. Thank you for this positive feedback. I'm just like, no, fuck that. Like, I'm gonna be bold enough to be like, you're just canceled.
Yeah, and sometimes being bold that early really weeds out the weak.
Exactly. I'm like, you were bold enough to say that to my face, but you couldn't say more than haha yup to me yesterday when we were talking face to face. Like, shut up.
Dude, that's just like those like passive haters. Like,
yeah, and you said it. He has a digital personality,
right.
And that's not bold at all.
Yeah,
so
that's boring.
That's common these days. Digital personality.
So some people just can't handle the boldness, and they're gonna hate on you for your boldness and gaslight you into thinking it's something other than that. Yeah. So
I had to watch my boldness in one of my meetings this week because the person receiving it couldn't handle it, and I'm trying to be hyper aware of other people because I know I can be really abrasive, and this man had like shared all these very intimate details that I'm like, okay, I need to watch what I say because I don't want to trigger anything. But then there was some point where he was trying to sell me on some crazy shit, and I was like, what is this? Like, is this some like Jehovah Witness thing that you're just knocking on my door? Can I talk to you about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? I was like, what is going on? And I said that to him. And immediately his energy was from to I was like, oh fuck, I did it again.
Nah, dude, you can't fucking babysit these egos.
Exactly.
It's like
okay. But what if you have all this, like, you know that he's like very sensitive.
Okay. But so you're not allowed to, so you have to just endure this shit?
Well, I didn't have to call it a Jehovah Witness thing.
No, you didn't. But so are you saying because a person comes forward and says, hey, like, I'm a sensitive person, that you have to sit there and endure? Sometimes you're not really qualified. Like, we're not qualified to fucking do that. Like,
okay, this is a perspective I've never considered before. Yes, I think that I have to like take care of their emotions and almost babysit them. I don't. I just need to keep it moving. When you tell me you are super sensitive and confrontational people freak you out, I'm gonna try to be like more low key, more like neutral.
Sure, be careful about what you're saying, but you don't need to police what you're saying. Did he come to the table like that and say, I'm sensitive, please don't hate on my ideas?
Not in like those specific words, but essentially, yeah.
What did he say?
That he has to take classes for self-confidence.
I don't think that's the same thing as, because I think that was part of his selling point. I don't think that was part of him communicating his needs in that conversation.
Yeah. It was strange. It was like all the other context clues he's given me that I thought, okay, this guy
but is that
cannot handle it, so I better be cool.
I think that's also him manipulating your emotions to respond. It's almost trapping you into saying,
I see why you think that. I just don't think that guy was this smart. But maybe I'm the dumb one.
But if he's going to these classes and it feels like it's a Jehovah's Witness thing, they're probably trained in how to do that.
Jehovah's Witness.
He's just doing exactly what they did to him.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, so, I essentially told this guy, like, I'm good. Don't ever contact me again. I fulfilled my end of the deal.
Good.
And kept it moving. So I'm prepared to be bold with him in the next time because I think my frustration with him comes out of his lack of communicating and his ability to like function as an adult. So I'll have to just lay it out straight.
I think that's something new that I'm doing. I'm not giving energy to people. I'm not giving energy to things and people where it's more work than it needs to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't have to like make this guy feel good about himself. Like, that's not your job.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to do that. I just didn't want him to feel terrible about himself.
Right. I mean, you're a decent person, so you're not going to just crush people.
Yeah.
But like when you have these relationships with people and you're constantly, it's like they're dragging you down, or you're constantly feeling like you're keeping this up. You know what I'm saying? There's so much work. It's like, fuck that, dude. Like, I'm not going to do this. Like, I know a lot of people, it's just like, oh, same thing. Like, you could tell the self-esteem isn't there. And it's like, I'm in this big bro role. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't want to be in that role. Like, we are on an equal plane.
Yeah.
I'm not.
That shit gets exhausting.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. And you're so sensitive. I got to watch what I say around you.
Yeah.
It's like, no, dude. Like, man the fuck up.
Yeah.
And but I'm not giving that shit energy.
Yeah.
Don't give it energy.
I didn't want to, but it was a matter of like an exchange of information. He gave me a tidbit and I told him, hey, I'll help you out with A, B, and C. I've fulfilled my end of the bargain. I am now like washing my hands of this because I was a person of my word. I felt I came through, did what I said I would do, and now that's it. But this guy already has it twisted that like I have signed on to help him forever, and I'm going to be very bold in the next crazy email I get to be like, nah, I told you, we Gucci.
Yeah, I had someone this week who was trying to tell me how I should use my personal time because for some reason they thought that they were still in control of my time at that point, and I'm like, no, like, this is my personal time. I will not do what you're telling me to do right now. Like, do not get it twisted. And I feel like
that's crazy. Who's that bold to tell you what to do with your personal time?
I told you the story the other night when I was doing that thing, and they were like, well, I think this is a great time for you to do this right now. And I'm like, hell no, I'm not going to do that right now. Hell no. Like, this is my personal time. Don't forget that you are not in control of this. And that's an important one to have, especially right now when you're working at home and like the work life boundary is so blurred. Like, be bold enough to be like, don't forget, this is my personal time. Yeah. I don't feel bad for taking this PTO hour. I'm not going to work on it. Like, I don't feel bad about not checking my email over the weekend. I will check it when work starts Monday morning, but don't expect me to check my text until then.
That's the salary work trap.
It is.
We're in that shit. Heavy.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, dude.
Oh, guys, guess who just texted me? The Googler.
Ooh. Who's listening?
All right. I want to tell you guys on the pod the follow-up that this man had to the, oh, you accused me of a crime I didn't commit.
Oh, God.
Just because I don't give a fuck if this guy hears the podcast. I want you to hear how annoying you are. So his follow-up to that was to send me a GIF of, it was a GIF that said, hi, how are you? Like, couldn't even type the letters to make up the sentence, hi, how are you? Had to send a picture of it.
That's crazy.
It had glitter and it was like flashing, but
that's crazy.
Wasn't impressed.
Digital personalities.
And then didn't respond back to that because that's fucking lazy. And so now his text right now that I just received, folks, is just curious. Are we still talking to each other?
You left him unsure.
I don't give a fuck.
There you go.
I do not care.
What are you going to say? Are you guys still talking to each other?
I'm going to say nothing. I'm going to say nothing. That's stupid.
All right. So just to play devil's advocate to offer perspective.
Go ahead.
His tone could have been, man, I felt like I was under investigation. Joking.
Right. Which I also said.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And your response was, oh, okay.
Right.
And he was on the other side like, oh, shit. She didn't get my joke.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's following up. Hey, And he's saying, are we good?
Well, he followed up to that text, like, if he would have been like, oh, man, I was just kidding, like, blah, 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 I would have responded differently. But his follow-up to that was just saying.
Oh.
So after I said, okay, he said,
I didn't know that.
Just saying.
Like, I said what I said. Motherfucker.
So at that point...
He meant it.
At that point, I was like, okay, it's not a joke. It's just how he felt.
Yeah, we can. We haven't done new music in a while. What are you listening
to? I'm not listening to new music. I'm listening to
old that's shit. What I want to talk about. We're listening to old music right now.
I've been listening to a lot of
You
old
put me
music.
on some old game this week.
About what?
So you sent me a bunch of Imogen Heap things.
Oh, yeah.
Hot songs.
Okay.
But... So you sent me some songs because we're preparing for this challenge and we gotta get our playlist right.
Right.
And so you sent me you're actually a pretty big Imogen Heap fan, which is surprising to me.
I don't know why.
I just didn't think that'd be your flavor, but knowing you as well as I do now, it makes sense. But back then when I knew, it didn't. Anyways, I first heard Imogen Heap Hide and Seek on an OC episode of the OC. You sent me the same exact album that song is on, and then I'm looking through the catalog of it, and she has a song called Good Night and Go. Who else has that song, Cristina?
Ariana.
I listened to the Imogen Heap song. It's the song. I was like, oh shit, I had no idea that Ariana sampled that from her.
A lot of people sample her, and she's so
She's
dope.
kind of a go, I think.
No, she's really a go.
She really does it.
And if you watch her, like the way... Like, she produces everything. She does it by herself. She has the dopest studio. She's got this hollowed out, like, baby grand piano. She's painted it pink. It's like a complete sentence. Like, it's dope. Like, her whole everything, she knows how to... She's the real deal. And she's amazing.
Yeah, I had no idea. But you're really into her. I remember... She's nostalgic for me. I remember when we heard that song on the episode, my... really good friend Jill and I were like, whoa, we love this song, and we became obsessed with it.
Yeah, I love it.
And to this day, like, we know that song, we know what episode it is, and then listening to that album, I was like, there's a lot of songs that are sampled from this album.
She opened up a lot of things for me, like music wise, like just watching how she works and how unconventional she works. It was like, oh yeah, like that's a way to do it. Like, I never thought about it. Like, she plays a lot of unconventional instruments, and she'll play a bucket, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah, wow, that's cool. I had no idea.
Yeah, she'll record it a certain way, but then at the same time, like, she'll play like a hang drum, which is like a really expensive, like, rare piece of percussion, and she plays it like beautifully, and that's
crazy.
Amazing.
She's just crazy talented.
Yeah, she's really good.
That's awesome. So I would encourage you to go back and look at those old albums. I think it's really great.
Speak for yourself. That's a good album.
That's the song. That's the album. Yeah, I recently came across Sinead Harnett, and apparently she's been in the game for a minute, but I've never heard of her. As soon as I was there, someone was like, if you like her, if you like Bryson Tiller, Brent Faiyaz, if you're listening to Janae Aiko, I was like, yeah, I love all of those artists. And then Sinead Harnett's the next one to look for.
That's dope.
And I looked her up, and I love her song Yesterday gave me the idea for Club Friday. That's what I was losing my mind to.
What song was it?
Can
you sing it?
No, it's a song she does with Snake Ships. I think it's called... Allie asked me yesterday what it was called, and I wrote it to her. Let me look real quick.
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of
No Other Way.
Like old music. I do that like every couple of years. I'll kind of go back and like dive into those old catalogs. It helps me like musically, and it helps my like mood.
Straight up, same.
Something about the year 2000, it was insane. The amount of music I consumed was crazy, and I can always go back to that time and listen to some of those songs. They're not dated. They just put me right back into this really good space.
Yeah. Music does that for me too. I love it. Even if I'm listening to a certain song and I haven't thought about this person in forever, it'll take me right back to that moment of when I heard that song and what I was feeling. It's crazy what music does to you if you're paying attention and if you let it.
Right.
When people tell me, like, when people don't mention music as their interest, I'm like, you're lying. What the hell do you do?
I find it weird.
I think it's hella weird. What do you mean you're not into music? think that's weird. Even if it's like you just have a favorite artist and you love their shit, that's being into music for me.
Yeah, we don't have to have the same artist, but the fact that you have an appreciation or you recognize like music's impact on your life,
yeah,
like I'll appreciate that.
Yeah, 100%. And if you don't, I think you're just mad weird.
Yeah,
super weird. What are you listening to? I know. Don't say whatever Biggie's listening to because you have your own shit you like. But you also do this a lot. You listen to old music.
I do. I like it.
What are you listening to?
You're not gonna like it.
I don't care. I just said I'd have I don't care.
I was listening to old Mariah Carey last night. Exactly.
This Christmas?
Don't forget about us.
No. It was like
this Christmas.
I was listening to. What else was I listening to?
Dude,
She has a lot of fans. She has a really big fan base.
The Emancipation of Mimi. I gotta have to roll that tape back. That album's so good.
Her 90s music.
Oof.
Puts me in a good mood.
Me too.
Yeah, just absolutely nothing for me. Nothing.
Is that because you don't like her or because
you're weird?
You're not a female. I feel like females really fuck with her old stuff a lot.
It's not that I'm a male because I listen to predominantly
right. Which is why I'm asking. Is it because you just don't really like her?
Her song choice, like I'm not a fan of the falsetto thing. Her falsetto.
Why?
I just don't like it.
Why?
I don't like it.
You don't like high pitched stuff?
I don't like her thing. To me, it stops being musical and it starts being like, look what I can do.
Okay. Got it. Showy.
It's like, I can sing really high. It's like, okay, what does that do for this song? How does that compel me, like, to want to listen to this song? I don't
would
really
produce
listen.
her music way different and have her sing it differently if you were producing it.
Absolutely. But I don't know. I've never really heard her touch like a musical style that I'm a fan of. It's always really poppy and
yeah. I don't
cool.
think music's meant for everyone to like it, and I think that just doesn't exist.
Right.
I like that there's a lot of different perspectives and you can do anything with music.
Sure.
It's really incredible. And I do like when people I love Beyonce, but when people tell me they don't like her, I'm always like, why? What is it that you see that you don't like? I think it's interesting what people are fond of in music and what they're not. I think it's really interesting.
Well,
folks, he's gonna be careful whatever comes out of his mouth next.
No, Beyonce is amazing. She has a beautiful voice.
That's definitely not what I thought he was gonna say.
No, I don't know. Like they're like if we're contrasting the two, I know we're not, but I'm gonna do it. Like let's contrast Mariah Carey and Beyonce. Like Beyonce is very musical. Just her voice, period, is very musical. She's,
she can
listen. Can you listen to Mariah Carey without music?
Yeah, no, it wouldn't sound good.
Exactly.
It would be.
Just like that, huh?
One more time.
Okay, that's it. Oh, you're almost there. Almost there. Good job. Richard will help you out with the vibrato.
You made my point. You could listen to Beyonce on acapella.
Yeah, because that would be like, no, I'm just kidding.
It would be like what? Give her a camera.
I'm just kidding.
She lights up. She live.
I thought I wasn't on camera anymore.
Oh.
That camera's always on.
Oh.
Hey, folks.
No, this one. That one. It sees you. The cameras see you. All of them.
All of them.
But we gave you your own camera today.
And then he turned it off.
It turned off?
It turned off. Maybe it didn't like
it. He
what
left
it
was.
Okay. But that was my point. Like, you can listen to Beyonce,
I like that you said that. I appreciate you. I see you. I feel like that was hard for you to say. Because you've never given me that opinion.
Because I don't like the whole diva movement.
Of course.
Why? I don't think Beyonce's a diva. When I think diva, I think Mariah Carey.
What about Sasha Fierce?
Ariana Grande.
Yeah, that was her
Sasha Fierce. When's the last time you saw Sasha Fierce?
I listen to her all the time.
Nah, I don't think Beyonce's a diva. I think
Vicky, she's absolutely a diva.
I don't think she is.
Yeah, she is. But
There's been a couple of diva movements. So which one are you talking about?
I don't know. I don't keep track.
Well, I'm talking like Diana Ross, that diva movement.
I'm not that old. I Will
Whitney
Survive.
Houston, diva movement.
Diana
I
Ross
think
sings
I
Will
think
Survive, right?
if you're gonna make it in music, you better have some sort of diva personality. Let these ninjas. Let's break.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it gave rights to absolutely anyone to just, like, I think confidence and just being crazy, like, it was blurry.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Like, being a diva gets you a get out of jail free card to be rude as fuck.
Yeah, and there's some women out there that's like, okay.
Okay,
like,
I feel that. I don't like that either.
I get it, but
Yeah, I think there's a difference between being. I think you can be a diva, but treat people like humans.
I think it's the woman version of being like a douchebag.
Ooh,
Personally.
interesting. Yeah, I think diva's a bad name for it.
They could see you now, Cristina.
Oh, I know.
Speak on it.
What? I think I don't disagree. I think some divas are douchebags. I think there needs to be a better name for them.
I didn't say anything.
But you're
You
making
said
a
a lot.
face.
Yeah,
you
you
said everything. What are you thinking? You don't like that behavior either. People
I
act
don't.
crazy.
But a guy shouldn't say it.
I think no. I think it's fine to say. But again, I think it should just be one of those parameters that help you to weed out the good women from the not so good women, just like men who are douchebags. And we're not really, I don't know.
But we should find a different name for those divas.
Yeah.
Because like when I say call someone a douchebag, you know exactly what I'm saying. But when you're saying divas, you don't like that behavior, then it links me back to all divas, which I don't think they all act that way.
Yeah,
so
like Beyonce being a diva is a great thing. Diana Ross being a diva, great thing.
Right.
Divas
I'm sure there's another
great thing.
I'm sure there's another name
as like a music group
powerhouse.
genre.
I agree.
Yeah, we do need to come up with a better name for them.
Because something that just marks those women as that type of woman, just like douchebag marks
Right.
men as that type of man.
I think we associate her with, she like led this army. You know what I'm saying? She led like this
You talking about
Beyonce, like this diva army. And
Do you mean figuratively or literally?
figurative, sure.
Yeah,
She
she
didn't
literally
have
lead
an
an
army.
army.
Well, she has a lot of like army symbolism in her videos.
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't getting that deep, but yeah, I meant figuratively, but
Okay.
yeah, they have like a beehive or something, right?
You already know.
Yeah, they're scary.
I agree. The fan base gets crazy,
Yeah,
but that's how you know they riding. But like,
that's cool.
chill out. Be cool.
Yeah,
I say we just say douchebag men and douchebag women.
That's
'Cause
fair.
They be being douchebags.
but what if they identify as divas?
Those
They're
men.
still a douchebag.
those
What do you
men-
think those douchebags identify as?
Well, they don't identify as douchebags.
No, I know. They probably identify as like.
But no matter what they do, we identify them as a douchebag.
Yeah.
So who do we attribute like our generation's douchebag to? I attribute it to like the Jersey Shore, like that shit.
Okay. I don't attribute
no,
that douchebag.
I think that's so specific to like a specific region. We need to make it more general.
Yeah, but there was a whole wave, like after that.
Uh-huh.
Brought to popularity.
I don't know. I would say this is gonna get me a lot of heat maybe, but I would say like Bachelor Nation. I think that's kind of the douchebag.
Yeah, that's
What do you
what I
explain?
think.
What is that? I'll just make some fun.
These men, The Bachelor, the whole
TV show?
the TV show. Yeah, I think 8 times out of 10 those men turn out to be douchebags,
Yeah, the guy who's like seemingly such a good
like
guy,
losers,
good on paper, but is dating and playing 5 women at a time, like romancing them.
Granted, that's the premise of the show, but I in earlier years, it felt like The Bachelor was having their own relationships with these women, whereas now it seems like it's the same thing.
You guys lost me. So we attribute douchebags to the TV show The Bachelor?
Well, you attribute
to men who act like
I attribute
The
it
Bachelor.
not to that show, but that culture, like that.
Yeah, I'm saying the culture is douchebag.
Okay.
Douchebaggery.
All right. I mean, not specific like those guys on that show, but like the whole
like the wave
muscle culture, the fucking, that was just like a wave, and that those guys kind of.
Oh, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah, not like those guys in particular. But
I was like, oh, they're pretty nice people.
I don't know them, but
I see what you're saying, and I'm still gonna stick with The Bachelor.
Okay.
Like Bachelor culture.
The Bachelor culture, and I'm talking specifically of the men on the show. Ones who didn't turn out to be who they thought they were, or even men who got picked by a bachelorette and just.
Hey, so do they get to like blam those girls?
I don't know. I think so.
That's wild.
That's super wild. Rooms. Super wild. It's
they get some bad ones in there.
The whole.
Dude, if you don't take advantage of that situation, you're doing it wrong. Okay.
Right.
So
they're pretty much telling you to
do it.
Blam away.
Like,
I just love that you're calling it blam now, and it's
blam reminds
hilarious.
me of like Nickelodeon, and it's like a
blam, blam, blam.
Blam was like
that's what I think. Got him.
Yeah, I think of like Nickelodeon stuff.
Yeah, but
where did you recently said this? Came up with it on a pod a couple episodes ago.
Tiger Woods.
Yeah,
blamming that girl.
Yeah. Have you always called it that? I just didn't know.
No, it's
new.
No, it's not new. Get blammed.
Everyone's freaking out today. I've never heard it called blammed until you said it the other day.
Well, I know we have people that we really respect, and we respect their opinion.
Yeah.
Listening, so
you're calling it blammed for their sake.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I like it.
I appreciate that.
I know.
I do like blam. I'm gonna start using that in real life because I think it's hilarious. All right, girl. Let's wrap this up. We will see you next week. You can follow the pod on IG, Twitter, YouTube. We're streaming on all major platforms that podcasts are featured on if you want to feel like you're kicking it with us. And now with Cristina, make sure you catch us on YouTube. So if you're only listening to this on Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, Google Podcasts, you're missing out. Because now there's two of us. But we will see you next week. Until next time, all my love.
I was about to say amen.
That works too.
Amen.